I better inspect this to see if it still tastes good.
Ain't worth a poop. You didn't even buy it.
I bought that whole pack in
You
there.
didn't buy nothing. I did.
In those Coca-Colas?
I did.
Dad did too.
Hey, shit. Your daddy, if he buys anything, he'll be able to wonder.
Got all them crumbs of crackers in your seat. I'm going to have to clean it out again.
Yeah.
I'm just tired today anyways.
Huh?
I'm just tired today anyways.
Tired from what? Riding? Sure ain't from work. Where we going today?
We ain't going nowhere today. Today's Nan's Day.
Yeah, man, day I can go too.
You got to stay here, wait for Dad to come pick you up.
Shit. All he wants to do is me spend money on him. You didn't think I knew him, did you?
What about the money you owe me?
I don't know you shit.
Period.
Period.
Hello everyone. I just want to say hello and to give you a little update what's going on with us. Papa is upset right now. I have him in the car waiting with the air conditioner on because the temperature today here is 80 plus. And I'm glad it's getting warmer, but this pollen have just about killed both of us. His eyes are red and look like he has a black eye from rubbing his eyes. And I cannot stick my head outdoors without starting sneezing and my eyes itching, and I have to run and brush my hair and wash my face, the pollen out, and change clothes because it's horrible this year. I don't know why, but we're doing fine. Papa is pretty good health, and I try to get him to exercise so he can move faster. He kind of slow mover, and I try to do my exercise so I don't gain any weight. I want to keep the weight that I have. I weigh 106 pounds, so I'm going to keep it kind of like that because I'm short, 4'8", 4 foot 8 inches, so I just, but I want to say hello and hope all of you are doing well. And thank you for the cards that you have sent for our anniversary and for birthdays and for Easter and Valentine's. If I had $1 for every card that I have received, I'd probably be a millionaire. Yeah, if I had $1 for each card, I would be a millionaire. Thank you, because I keep all the cards. I read them, put a check mark, I put what they receive, and I file it away. So I have a lot of boxes in my spare bedroom with the cards, and every once in a while I go back and sit on the floor and read them again, just out of, what you call it, I cannot think.
Spare time.
No, it just, when you, about thinking back, about, oh, they sent me this card 6 months ago, and then some of the people sent me another card, and then I noticed that they have moved to another address. But because I know their handwriting and thing, I put them together.
A lot of people have been commenting on the videos asking about how you've been and how your health is specifically, you know, not so much the allergies, because I think we're all getting beat up by allergies. What about, people have been asking about your, without getting into your personal business, they've just been asking, how are you doing there as far as, you know, when you've been going to your doctor's visits from your hospital stays?
I still have a lot of reflux. I don't know if any one of you know how to get rid of reflux without having to take Tums, because I don't like to take Tums. It's too chalky. Just let me know if it's some kind of home remedy or something, because this reflux, what I do, I'll take warm milk. It helps some, a little bit, but it seems even when I take my probiotic pills, even those pills give me a reflux, and they're supposed to be helping the reflux. But I'm still taking, I got about 2 more years of treatment for my breast. So I'm still taking those pills. And so far so good. My last mammogram turned out that nothing has changed, and I was happy about that. So I just hope for the best.
And you have some fans, of course you have a lot of fans from all over the world, but you have a lot of fans from Puerto Rico, and they wanted to know what you thought about the Puerto Rico baseball team this year playing in the World Baseball Championship. They did pretty well. They fell short against I think they fell short against Mexico, but Mexico was
I'm
pretty
proud
good.
of Puerto Rico has great baseball players. I'm proud of them. They always had good baseball players.
When you were growing up, is
Yes,
that what?
that was the number one sport, is baseball in Puerto Rico.
Even when you were younger,
Oh.
that's all they did?
Yes.
What baseball players did?
The one in my favorite team at the time was Santurce, which is a part of San Juan. San Juan is the capital. They call it Santurce's Cangrejeros. Like, cangrejo is like a, what you call those things that you eat?
Crab.
Crab. Crab. Yeah.
And what was
Cangrejo is a crab. So Santurce were cangrejeros because they had a lot of crabs going everywhere on the streets, and because it's kind of moist and close to the beach.
And what was his name? The baseball player.
The baseball player, oh my God. Oh,
You want me to help you out?
yeah.
Roberto.
Roberto Clemente, of course.
Yep.
He died in a plane crash. Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Roberto Clemente was a famous one in Puerto Rico. But there are others, but it seemed like Roberto Clemente stood out.
And Roberto Clemente was either a few years younger than you or a few years older. And that plane accident was back in the 70s. That was a long time ago. So It's been, over 50 years since, that accident, or close to 50 years since that accident.
He's still a hero.
Yep.
There. They have statues in his name.
And how's everything going in Puerto Rico?
Everything is going okay in Puerto Rico. The weather still the same, warm, and a shower every other 30 minutes. It seems like it. But a lot of tourists still. I have a friend that just came back from Puerto Rico, from the tour from Puerto Rico, Deborah McCraver. She said how they enjoy the food there. She showed me the picture of a restaurant at the marina. That's where the marina is, where the ships anchor. They're there at the pier. Mm-hmm. They have restaurants there, and they have good seafood. I mean, really fresh seafood.
Someone was
margaritas.
Margaritas.
She said that's the best one she ever tasted.
What is that Puerto Rican drink that everybody likes? Coquito.
Coquito?
Yeah.
Oh, that's made.
With the Bacardi
you can
rum?
Make that at home.
Someone was asking me the other day, and while we got you on camera here, might as well ask you. Someone was asking me, they grew up in the South in the 1940s, and their husband grew up in the North in the 1940s, and they're just talking about the hard work they had to experience as a young child or a teenager. Someone asked me, they said, what was hard about growing up in the late 30s, early 40s in Puerto Rico? What was hard to do as a young girl that would almost be impossible for people to comprehend now?
Well, that was when Mama was in the 30s. When Mama was a teenager, her father had a sugarcane plantation, and she had to go and bring the coffee at a certain time and the food, along with other members of the family, to the people that worked there. And he had also a tobacco plantation, which I used to steal leaves from the tobacco when they were dry and roll them up and try to smoke them and make me dizzy. That fresh tobacco, you roll it and you have to sit down and just get dizzy from smoking that tobacco leaf. It was the whole leaf, pure.
Was there anything specifically that you had to do as a young girl?
Yeah.
As a young girl, you had to go work. As soon as you could get out and make a coin for the family, you had to get out and work. What was something that you did, not too much older than Connor, that is tough to understand for kids?
Mama used to let the teachers take me to their house so I can wash their dishes and do mopping and things like that. And when I was 14, then they started paying me. My first job was $8 a month. And I was babysitting for some horrible twins and 2 other boys, babysitting. And they used to hit me and pinch me.
These were some of the Puerto Rican elite families?
Yeah, the elite families, but they paid me $8 a month. So I used to go, and this was in San Juan, in the capital. So when they give me the $8, I go and ride the bus to Mama's house and give her $2 out of my $8, and I save the rest to buy me some clothes and shoes when I gather enough money. So I used to buy my own clothes and shoes, because back then there's not, you go to a Goodwill industry and buy, there's not such a thing in Puerto Rico at that time. I don't know if they have it now or not. What
was something that when you got paid, like some people today when they get paid, I'm gonna go buy some shoes, I'm gonna go buy this, I'm gonna buy a new cell phone. What was, when you got your paycheck, what did you want to spend your money on? What was something you were looking forward to when you got that paycheck that you really needed? Whether it's a want or a need, what did you look forward to buying yourself?
Well, like I said, first I used that money to go visit my parents, because it was once a month. And then I give them a little money, and I buy myself what I used to like is that homemade, kind of homemade, they call it, a bread, pan sobao, pan de agua. I used to buy the loaf big, because I used to like it, to eat it like that, to drink with the coffee. But I didn't feel, I don't know, to me that was the norm. When I was much younger, I had to come before I go to school, I had to go to the creek and get water to bring and put in a drum to put in a container, big container for Mama to wash clothes and to drink. And then after I came from school, and I went to school. I didn't go till I was in the 8 years old. Mama didn't want me to go to school because she said women, they're gonna get married and have babies, and they don't, what do they need an education? Because she only had a 2nd grade. And she had 10 kids. And I was thinking out of the box. I said, that's not going to happen to me. So that's why when I was 14, I just went and worked for this family that they pay me $8 a month. And they always give me to eat the food from the day before, the leftovers. They warm them up, and I had to eat them in the kitchen. They never let me come toward the living room or the dining room. I had to eat in the kitchen, the food. So, but I was staying with one of Mama's step-grandmother at night. But I thought that was normal. I didn't feel sorry for myself. I was just happy that I had a job and I was able to help my parents, and I was just always being satisfied.
Back then, that you didn't
Back
think.
then.
Back then, you didn't think to yourself, "Man, life's hard. This is just what you
No,
did. That's just
no,
what you did."
That was normal. That's the thing.
Because nowadays, you ask a 10-year-old to wash dishes, he thinks the world's collapsing. But back then, you had to do that. That was
Yes.
it was just something that you just
Yes.
did. You didn't learn to do. You just did it, right?
Yeah, I did it. I didn't know if anyone would ask me to marry them because I was so little, so short, but when I was 16, I heard the base, the Air Force base, were hiring people to be waitresses and to work in the PX and things. So I was lucky to land a job in the PX at the base. PX is where a little store where they sell merchandise that the soldiers want. You know, sometimes these knickknacks, and sometimes they have some clothes there, souvenirs. So,
Sort of like a commissary.
yeah, that's what it was.
So getting to that point.
That's how I met Papa.
Uh-oh. So now that we're there, someone also asked, what was the pickup line that Pop said to you that you went, who is this guy?
Yeah.
What did he say to get
Well,
your attention?
The girlfriend of mine that got me that job over there at the base knew Joe for a long time. And she introduced me to him. And he had told her, he had seen me around. But I never pay attention to him. There's so many soldiers in there. They all look alike to me. I mean, I was not there to pick up soldiers. I was there to work. And Mama say, be careful, because sometimes they marry you and they take you to the States and you never will return. And she had put fear in me. But when he had told Gina, someday I'm going to marry her. So when we actually met on the third date, and it was a threesome, him and I never had a date together, just a date one-on-one. So we went to a restaurant each time. The 3 times we met before he asked me, he said, I'm going to take you to Texas. And that scared me to death. I said, what are you talking about? I'm not going to Texas with you.
Have you heard of Texas, though?
Yeah, but I thought he was just going to take me. He didn't say, that was supposed to be a proposal. I'm going to marry you and take you to Texas. I forgot the word marry.
That was how creative he got, was, I'm going to marry you and take you to Texas.
Well, he didn't say, I want to marry you. He said, I'm going to take you to Texas because I'll be shipped in 2 months. So we're going to start the papers to get you. But because Puerto Rico is USA, I didn't need no kind of paper, and I already had been working at the base, and I already been vetted. You know, that was they don't hire just anybody at the base that is footloose. So he just, then Gina, she's still my friend. She lives in Arizona, and she's 95 years old. Yeah, Gina's 95. And I just, she was one of the witness. We just went married by the justice of the peace. It was on a Tuesday. None of member of the family was there. No member of my family was there because it was a Tuesday. Papa, my daddy, was cutting sugar cane, working the sugar cane field, and Mama was attending to the kids. And it, you know, we didn't have no money to. It was just 2 months that he was going to be shipped. There was no time. So I say, well, if you're going to marry, I'll marry him. But if he doesn't act up right, I turn around, come back, and marry another soldier. So, but it had been ups and downs, you know, because I miss my family. I still have my family in Puerto Rico, my 4 brothers, you know, and it's nice to visit, to be close to them, but that's life. You have to go where it takes you. That's the destiny. Destiny, you have to follow it. And hope that everything is your way. But it has been a good marriage. We have been married now 67 years. 67.
Is it 67 or 68?
No, 67.
Heck, I might have put 68 on the video. I can't remember.
Well,
That's what.
well,
I think it's 68.
this year.
Yeah, it was 68 this year.
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
can't
be
remember.
68 this year. Yeah,
Pop said 30. He couldn't remember.
no, and you asked Pop how long we've been married, and he said 30 years.
But then again, he said he was 56 the other day. I said, "What year are you born?" He goes, 33. I said, "How old are you?" He goes, 56. I go, "Okay." And we just went down the road. I don't know whether, you know, it's not, he knows what he's doing. He's trying to be funny.
I don't know.
He knows he's a lot smarter sometimes than we give him credit for with some of the things that he says. He's loose-lipped.
Yeah.
Loose-lipped.
You know, one thing I discovered, that doesn't happen in Puerto Rico. When they ask a woman, how old are you? We tell the age, we tell the true age. But in here in the United States, some get offended if you ask them how old they are. I don't understand it why, because if they don't even say it, you know, they get offended. And they're gonna look their age anyhow, although they say, I don't look my age.
People always say that you don't age. I've told everybody you've looked the
I
same.
haven't had no wrinkles there yet.
I tell everybody you've looked the same since I was Connor's age.
No, except for this frown, when I talk, it's a character mark.
Well, any marks you get, it's got to be from Pop.
Yeah. And I have my own teeth.
Well, we're gonna get on with the day. I know Pop's probably out there.
Yeah.
Connor's probably listening to his music, so Pop's probably trying to get out of the car and start walking around. Anything you'd like to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Well, keep watching. I appreciate you. And if you get a chance, drive to Texas and we'll have a porch visit this summer. A lot of them have come, and we have a porch outside with a swing and chairs, and we have a visit on the front porch because my house is kind of small to accommodate, and you know, people, unless the weather is really bad. But just come to see us. My house is your house. That's what I want to say. And I want to say, ciao. Hasta la vista, baby.
Well, that's all the work you done today.